In Bombay, we obsess about our 90s heroines. We are crazy about our 90s heroines. You look at the love that Madhuri Dixit and Kajol and Sridevi, God bless her soul, get. So I have to ask you, I mean, you debuted in the 90s, the Akshay Kumar film. Why did you just go away? We wanted to see more of you.
Fell in love.
How sweet. What a lovely answer. When I started watching it and I saw the first male, and it's not really a spoiler, the first male being a cheater, I said, oh my God, this is one of those women-centric films in which the men are going to be bashed. And I was pleasantly surprised that that's not the case.
Not at all.
Not at all.
She also sang 2 songs for the film.
Yeah.
So
Lovely.
yeah.
And are these solo songs or are they duets with a male voice?
Solo songs.
Oh, very nice, yeah?
Yes.
All right, guys, it's in theaters on the 26th of September. People have been saying very vibrant things about this movie. I'm one of the lucky few who got to see a preview, so I'm very pleased to say that it's a terrific film. It's called Bad Girl, and I'm very happy to have the director as well as the principal cast here with me. From me, Hrishi K, everybody who's watching, listening, please do go into the theaters to watch this. Hi, Anjali, how are you?
Hi, I'm good.
Good to see you.
It's good to see you.
Hi, how are you? Can I call you Shanti Priya? Can I call you SP? Can I call you ma'am? What do I call you?
Shanti Priya is
Shanti Priya is very good. And the debutant director.
Hi.
Wonderful to meet you.
really nice to meet you.
So my first question is to you, Anjali. I mean, for the lack of any other civilized word to use, do you enjoy watching women-centric stroke chick flicks?
Yes. Okay, so it was always a dream of mine to be the star of my very own chick flick. So that's definitely been fulfilled. But also to watch women-centric films that are told from a female gaze,
Yep.
like specifically, Varsha. I think that makes a huge difference because you watch a lot of chick flicks and stuff that are made from a male gaze. And I think having that distinction is something that's really important to show people, So I feel really, really proud of being a part of a project like this.
I'm going to be honest that when I started watching it and I saw the first male, and it's not really a spoiler, the first male being a cheater, I said, oh my God, this is one of those women-centric films in which the men are going to be bashed. And I was pleasantly surprised that that's not the case.
Not at all.
Not at all.
One of the men is very emancipated. Takes his baby out shopping. Another one of the men comes out and loves cats and helps her find a cat. So it's not as though the men are Uzis or evil characters and this and that.
Yeah.
And you must have been very particular about that at the story and the screenplay level. That because it's a women-centric film, it need not be male bashing.
Not at all. Because the movie is produced and presented and music direct. We have a lot of great men in our lives, and both professionally and personally. And male bashing is not something that ever occurred to me. Although I am someone who can be caught in just saying things like, "Oh, I hate men." You could catch me saying that, but I also really love men.
Yeah.
So I like them a little too much. Male bashing is not something that crossed my mind at any point while making the film. In fact, we wanted to write and portray characters that were really soft and
Yeah. And I feel like, unfortunately, the term feminism has been given such a stigma because, of course, there are extremes to anything, and people take the word feminism and then immediately give it this tag of, oh, if you're making a feminist film, it means you hate men and you're going to show men in the worst light possible. But honestly, feminism is entirely about just showing everyone as equal to each other. And I think, I really loved the treatment of the male characters.
And also the boys who played those male characters were really amazing.
Really amazing people.
Yeah.
Also, men can be feminists too, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
I'm surrounded by women, so I'm very comfortable with women. I have 2 daughters, a wife and a mother who lives with me, and then I have a mother-in-law who lives next door. So I'm surrounded by women. I'm more comfortable in the company of women than I am.
Yeah, exactly.
So if anybody asks me, I always say I'm a feminist.
And I think people put too much of a negative, a connotation to
Connotation,
that.
yeah,
And
yeah.
so I think yeah, movies like this are important to take that.
You're such a fine actress, and it's not easy playing a mother who's got a lot of pain welling inside of her. And there are generations of mothers who go through that, who can't win an argument with their child, and they just give up and they take the pain inside. Was that a discussion with Varsha saying that's how you're going to play it, or did the script have that?
The script had that, but she doesn't want it to show the pain. She wants to show the women are strong, right?
Like
Yeah,
everything.
So, yeah, everything. But what I have portrayed, it was totally with my experience in my life. While growing, when I saw my mom,
Sure.
and then when I stepped into motherhood, then with my kids, because I'm a typical traditional South Indian in Bombay, and I wanted to have that kind of culture with my kids also. So yeah, we had tough period in convincing them, and first with the elder one, I was very strict. Like, of course, I think like Amma, like only telling no, you should not do this, you should do that. But with time, I have learned this is not the way. And
We also learn as parents. That's
yes,
very
because
beautifully
we
put. Yeah.
because we all are like
There's no
motherhood,
book. There's
fatherhood and
no
motherhood.
fact finder for parents.
Yes, absolutely. So then with my elder son and my younger one, I've learned. Because my elder one, I used to like he always tells, you can tell this politely also. So we can talk about it. Why are you emphasizing on me, you should do this, forcing me, do this or do that. So that I've learned from my younger one. To the younger one. So I corrected myself. Okay, this is not the way I should handle the kid. So I was like very soft to him. I used to make him sit down and explain him. And then, yes. And the one thing what I learned from the whole thing with my upbringing and the way I brought my kids is the best thing is to be friends with the kid. You should be, instead of, we are parent, that respect and love is always there, but we lose out on the communication skill with them. They will not be free enough to talk what is going within them. So what I've experienced is, if the more you open and talk to them, even they will open and talk to us, and they'll tell us what they are feeling or what they want to do. And if you put the rights and wrong, give them chance to experience and see, you will realize it.
So Varsha, I know now that this is the right choice for the mother. It's just so wonderful what she said. I mean, that's pretty much the philosophy of a modern day parent.
Sure, yeah.
Was she always your first choice? Was Anjali always your first choice? Or you don't have to take other names, but I'm just saying, is it a process?
No, Anjali was not my... So I cast for Ramya first. Anjali was not my first choice, but she is the perfect choice. And I don't think anyone could have played Ramya better. And I'm so glad that, the story found her, because I was just talking a lot of people on Instagram and, hunting for Ramya for months together. And when I found her, it's like everything fell in place.
What, you found her through an audition or through Instagram? Or
Instagram. I found her, and then there was
she's got a game on.
Yeah. No, but that's also something that initially threw me off, because I saw a picture of her with her cat, which was like, yay. But then I also wasn't sure, because I felt like she was a little too pretty to play the character, because it's about a girl who feels like
and
the
also
least
when
pretty.
we're adolescents, we're all gawky and awkward.
Yeah.
We all are.
Yeah. But then I saw her in person and I realized she also has that personality. She's not a pretty girl. She doesn't have that pretty girl persona at all.
Yes.
She can be for her job, but she's really not that deep down. But SP ma'am was my the first person I found after Ramya was cast.
Wonderful.
And yeah.
How do you de-age yourself? How do you go back in time? Playing you in your current age, all the adult portions I knew you would walk through, but what we just talked about, the awkwardness of adolescence, the pimples and the acne, even the gait is very awkward. What are tools as an actor you use to play your younger school self?
I think if there's one phase of my life that I remember like the back of my hand, it's my teenage years when I was in high school. Only because they were really painful times for me. And so I was able to sort of, with that memory, go back into my body language and into my thought processing and my expressions and how my face sat and what I felt like and what my body felt like, what my mind felt like, what my hair felt like, all of these little things are memories that are so fresh to me. So I used a lot of my own memory. I also tried to be as observant as possible, because the body language that you have in, like, for example, I was brought up in Bangalore, that you have in Bangalore is very different from what you would have in Chennai. The kids there walk differently, talk differently, their mouth moves differently. Like, there was a portion where I get out of the auto and I basically tell my mom that this is what I'm going to do, and you have no right to tell me what I can or cannot do, so I'm just going to do what I want to do. In that part, I remember asking Varsha, can you say it? Can you say this dialogue to me so I can see how your mouth is moving? Because there's a very specific way in which people in Tamil Nadu would talk, as opposed to how people in Bangalore or in Bombay would talk. So there were little things that I tried to incorporate within this character, and I tried to live that character and just really, like, for example, when you're a school kid and you're wearing a heavy bag, your weight tends to come onto your stomach and you get a little bit of a hunchback. And I remembered all of these things, and I tried to just live that lifestyle for those moments. And the good thing is that we shot the whole film in chronological order. So I was able to stay in that particular frame of mind and frame of being while we were shooting that particular part.
Very impressive. You should be very proud of yourself, those school years.
Thank you.
Because that to me is acting, because the other stuff I knew, I've seen your previous work, so I knew you'd walk through it. But the school part was like, whoa, this is so believable. She looks 12 and a half and 13, and
I really
she looks,
that.
In that whatever secondary school or whatever. She made a very important point about, even though she lived in Bangalore, she needed the Chennai Leja, as we call it in Hindi. I was just thinking, there's so much fuss being made about the intimate scenes in this movie. Maybe it's a Bombay thing, but I watched it and I found nothing. And I'm like, what are people making a fuss about?
No, actually, they weren't making a fuss anymore after the movie released.
After
After
they
they
watched
actually
it.
watched the film, there's
It
been
was before that all this was happening.
I
Yeah.
feel like maybe they assumed that it wasn't in, like, different phases of her life, so then they were just like, oh, a schoolgirl is doing all of this or something, maybe?
Yeah, I think they were misled somehow, but
All is well that ends well.
yeah. Happy endings.
Interesting career journey for you. I believe you've assisted Vetrimaran sir for a while.
Yeah.
And women in cinema shouldn't fascinate me. Women in cinema should be normal. But we're still having that discussion now. Tell me, how many other women were there in your unit
In this movie?
in this movie?
In this movie, quite a few. We had a lot of ADs. We had ACs who were women.
Lovely.
My editor is a woman.
DOP.
My DOP.
Designer.
Yeah.
Hair and makeup.
Hair and makeup, stylist.
stylist.
Yeah, we had a lot of
If-
women. Yeah.
This is the answer I was hoping for.
Yeah.
Because when I speak to Zoya Akhtar and Reema Kakti, for example, women filmmakers, they change the whole unit, man. It's just a women-centric unit, and it's fantastic. To see.
We had men and women. We had everyone.
It's horses for courses, right?
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
some jobs that you might need a man for, but I love the fact that it's a vibrant, well-represented unit as far as women are concerned. And is that progressively improving in the South? It is improving in Bombay, which is why I'm asking you. So you are finding a Richa Chadda with a Sneha Khanvalkar getting together, creating something. Another example I gave you is Zoya. So is that improving in Tamil Nadu? Like more and more people like you, more and more women-centric units?
Oh yeah.
Yeah?
It's definitely improving, but I wish it would happen a little faster. When I was trying to recruit people for this film, it was quite challenging to find women for some of the jobs. Even though I really wanted to work with more women, there aren't nearly that many women actually. And when we had 2 screenings for our film here in Bombay, we had 2 WIF screenings, Women in Films, and it's the first time I had personally been in a room with so many female technicians ever. I have not seen so many female technicians back in
Lovely.
Chennai. Yeah.
Talk to me about Amit Trivedi. Did Anurag Kashyap suggest that you should work with him?
No, he didn't suggest. He asked me if I would like to reach out to him. I didn't have a music director. When he watched the first cut and decided to be on board, I didn't have a music director. So he asked Vetri sir if I would like to reach out to Amit Trivedi. And that's something I had already toyed around with. And I had asked my producer, and he was like, "Oh, that's probably not a practical option because he's all the way in Bombay. How are you going to work with him?" But then when Anurag sir suggested him, my boss was like, "Oh, Varsha would really love that suggestion." So immediately he called him and he's like, "How do you like the idea of working with Amit Trivedi?" And I was just jumping up and down and I said yes. And immediately numbers were exchanged, and less than 3 days later, I was flown to Bombay. I met him and he watched the film, and yeah, he was on board right away.
So how does he get the Tamil phrasing? So your lyric writer would sit with him and explain what it means, or does he have just some great musical ability that he's able to fit the lyrics into his music? I don't know.
The latter, actually, and also it's the emotion more than anything, right? Like first, I have to mention that the tone of the film, the pacing of the film, the rhythm of the film was so different until he came on board. Because
did he also do the background music and then the songs both?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. So I have also used a lot of the songs like background music,
I've
right?
noticed
Like
that. I've noticed
yeah.
that, yes.
So he just completely changed the rhythm of the film, and he's also got such a good understanding of theatrically, where a film is supposed to flow. And when you're making a movie, a lot of people are going to have a lot of opinions and tell you this is working, this is not working, and it gets a little disorienting because you're seeing it a certain way. But if there's one person whose suggestion would always be on point, it was Amit Trivedi sir. Like I could always get him on the phone and tell him, people are telling me reel 5, this part is a little slow, could you take a look at it? And he would just watch it and call me back.
That's an interesting point. I've always noticed that debutant filmmakers overwatch their own films
Yeah.
because they're so anxious about their first film.
Guilty as
That
charged.
they will watch it 10,000 times in the edit.
Yeah.
And sometimes you lose perspective. So you need an Amit Trivedi or a Vetrimaran sir or Anurag to turn around and say, hey,
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, that's wonderful. And also, what a wonderful guy. I mean, he's
He's so
unassuming
kind.
and he's so...
He's so sweet.
Nice.
Yeah.
And he's so unfilmy, which is what you need.
Yeah.
I was so shocked.
You can just
when I
hang
met
with
him
him
the
and...
first time.
Yeah.
So it's lovely that you have him.
She also sang 2 songs for the film. So
Lovely.
yeah.
And are these solo songs or are they duets with a male voice?
Solo songs.
Oh, very nice, yeah?
Yes. So
Lovely.
I sang 1 for the Tamil film and 2 for the Hindi film.
Was that like I sign Anjali, she's also a singer, or did it happen organically? Like she was hanging around in the studio and said, let's do this with
No,
her.
actually, when she was after the tune came, I could almost hear it in her voice because by then I was also listening to a little bit of her.
You heard bartender and this and that. all that
yeah. Because I have been visiting her Instagram profile, but also initially when I was trying to find more and more stuff with her in it so that I could visualize, a lot of her work was actually music based, right, on YouTube especially. So I saw a lot of her music and I was always curious to explore. And her mother's a playback singer in the Tamil industry, so she was very psyched that she was singing in Tamil.
Right? My mom said I had perfect pronunciation.
Yeah, and you can always call mom and get the pronunciation back.
No, Varsha was there.
Varsha was
She
there,
made
true.
sure every syllable was right.
Lovely. Sorry, in Bombay we obsess about our 90s heroines. We are crazy about our 90s heroines. You look at the love that Madhuri Dixit and Kajol and Sridevi, God bless her soul, get. So I have to ask you, I mean, you debuted in the 90s, the Akshay Kumar film. Why did you just go away? We wanted to see more of you.
Fell in love.
How sweet. What a lovely answer.
Yes. Actually,
Fell in.
that's
But you
the
can fall
truth.
in love and still continue acting. But you were so obsessively in love that you didn't.
Yeah, but I totally believed in whatever I do, I would love to give my 1000%.
Sure.
And shifting back to Bombay and the family where I was married, Vishantaram. So for me, it was a totally new Maharashtrian, Bengali, and me being a South Indian. So to know them, to understand them, it's a totally a different journey for me.
It's a culture shift. Yeah.
So I wanted to take a step back. Yes.
So when you started coming back now, I mean, you've been doing projects throughout. It's
In
not as though-
Hindi I was doing,
Yeah.
but in Tamil it is after 35 years.
Yeah. So
Yes.
that's my logical next segue. It segues beautifully in my next question. How did that feel? 35 years of being in coming back to a Tamil set. How was that?
Great.
Lovely.
And actually I was about to do a couple of movies, but television serials which came my way, but I was not impressed with the characters, and I said, let me wait, I'll wait and see. And then luckily I got this, and the casting person called me, and he said, it's Vettimaran sir's movie, because my sister has already done in his direction. So of course, and who would not say no? Who will say no to her? So I said yes, of course. Then they said it is his production. He's producing, but the director is a newcomer. So I said yes, okay, I'll do it. So then she came online and narrated the whole story, and I said yes, I'll do it. This will be the best for me to come back.
For people who have friends, relatives, some connections in Chennai, this movie is very nostalgic, and even for people who don't, they will identify with it, because this is what happens in most Indian families. But I have these vivid images of my Chittapa's children, which is my uncle's daughters, going to convent schools in Chennai like Church Park and things like that, and being driven there and back in fancy cars, but at home going through what Anjali's character goes through. And I'm like, man, this is just deja vu, So, and I think it's obvious that you wanted to make a movie about your life, your milieu. Have you been successful in doing that?
Oh yeah. I think I got the space to do exactly what I wanted, and it's been, I'm very satisfied with the product.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Well, that's my time. Please go watch it. It's in theaters, September 26th. I think we need to be old school and go back to the theaters. We're watching so much OTT, which is okay, but it's a golden opportunity to see a wonderful movie. It's called Bad Girl, and it stars Anjali, it stars Shanti Priya, some other wonderful ensemble cast of actors, and of course it's directed by Varsha. All the best. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much.
94.3 Radio 1.